Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Fitness Friday Positives with Rachelle, folks. Happy 2020. It is great to be back here with you on the best day of the week, Fitness Friday. Gotta love it. Folks, each and every fall I pull out LSU Dude in honor of the now championship LSU Tigers football team. But I've always used to call him LSU Dude. But in honor now of Joe Burrow, LSU's Heisman winning quarterback, LSU Dude is now Joe Burrow. So excited about the Tigers. The state of Louisiana, certainly, it was just wonderful to see just the excitement and all of that. I was recently home 3 weeks for the holidays, so December 18th to January 8th. Had a wonderful time. Folks. And so you've heard me mention, you notice here I've got a little bit of show and tell at the beginning of this episode. I'm going to kick off this series on motivation, but wanted to share a few things with you as I kick off this episode. And so, had a wonderful Christmas. Actually, was there 3 weeks this time instead of two because my mother had her cataract surgery done. First eye 20th of December, second eye 30th of December. If you remember, I was just there 2 weeks in November for my dad's cataract surgery. So it was 2 weeks in September. He was having some eye issues. They determined what it was. So I was there 2 weeks in September, 2 weeks in November, and 3 weeks December into January. So had a wonderful Christmas. And I just had to share with you, over the years, I always talk about the source of my fitness inspiration, those early years of learning the value of fitness. Just wonderful experiences growing up, and just really, just early seeds have been sown into my life, value of health, fitness, and wellness. And I have to show you, just a few Christmas gifts that I got. So again, talking back to good old Oscar and Willette, my parents who will be celebrating their 50th anniversary on September 26th of this year. Some of my Christmas gifts. And so it's always stated, I always state, fitness gifts are always in fashion. So you can see I got two pair of shoes, two pair of gym shoes. I got two pair of workout gloves. And I just had to share this with you. And typically when I get coffee mugs, I give them away or donate them or something because I don't drink coffee. But my dad ordered me this one and it's so cute. I have to read it to you. It says, "To my daughter, I smile because you're my daughter. I laugh because there's nothing you can do about it. Love, Dad." Oh, that was so cute. So I'm actually going to keep that one. But so I just wanted to show you, just the inspiration, the encouragement, the support continues years later for my parents in terms of what I do, how passionate I am about fitness, but just also recognizing too, part of my life purpose is sharing that passion and enthusiasm with others. But it just goes to show, everyone appreciates support, everyone appreciates encouragement, and so fashion gifts for me are always in fashion, and I always get so excited about fitness gifts. And so, folks, I wanted to move on into experience I had, and this relates to motivation. Now, I hadn't planned to cover this, so next week I'm going to come back to Joe Burrow. We're going to talk about his cover story in a Sports Illustrated article I briefly highlighted in December of last year on an episode. I'm going to talk about motivation, what drives you, what drives individuals to succeed, and sometimes having the wrong motives can cause people to fail. And that's so important, whether you're talking about your own fitness journey, whether you're talking about hiring people for your facilities. Motivation, getting at the heart of motivation and what drives people is so important. But folks, I'm working on my humility. It is not a strength of mine, but I'm working on it. It is getting better. And I have to share this experience with you in terms of my fitness experience, working out. Most recently there during Christmas and New Year's break in Shreveport and Bossier City, Louisiana. And so, see, humility says, like I'm becoming an expert in humility now, but humility says these type of obstacles and problems and issues arise for other people. But see, those with a lack of humility will certainly jump to the conclusion and say, I don't care who it happens to, I don't want it happening to me. And so I have to tell this. I have to, and now obviously I've been away from the situation for a little while, so I'm certainly in a much better spirits about it and able to kind of laugh about it now. But I assure you, at the time, It was not funny. It was not funny. And so looking back again, globally, talk about experiences, things that happen to people, obstacles in the fitness journey of other people that cause them to give up, quit, start, stop, yo-yo diet, whatever the case may be. And so in my particular case, so talking about my workouts in Bossier City in Shreveport, Louisiana during the holidays. So I want to preface this by saying this is an issue. I'm not the only one that this has happened to. Okay, for a long, long time, I don't do it anymore, but I would read club, the like Google reviews and Yelp reviews and things like that, across the country, certainly for clubs that I was visiting. And so I would read those reviews, and I would, from time to time, I would see comments on club pages, on those Google reviews or Yelp reviews, about the challenges that individuals had with entering different clubs when they were traveling or going to different locations outside of their home club. So, again, humility says this type of issue, while certainly not exactly like mine, in terms of what have I experienced, it's happened to other people. Other people have this issue. This is something that I personally think, especially based on this experience, I think there's an opportunity for improvement in this area on behalf of the folks at Corporate Planet. And that is being able to access, yes, we have reciprocal access as Black Card members, but that process is not as smooth as I think, perhaps, I don't know for sure, but I can definitely tell you based, again, by my own experience and just reading different club reviews where people have complained about it, is not as smooth as it could be. And so let me tell you what happened. And so, once again, this is not just me. This type of issue has happened to other people. And actually, in fact, okay, I joined Planet Fitness June 28th, 2017. You've heard me talk about that a few times. So, at that particular time, I was a member of the Novi location. Okay, so I was a member of that particular franchise group's location. Well, that one location, but I mean, obviously within that particular franchise group. So, all right, so at that time, you remember my early journey talking about on Fitness Fridays, how I would use the bathroom, if I'd be driving or something like that, stop and use the bathroom at Planet Fitness locations. I actually did that at 3 locations. My own location, my current home club, which is I'm so glad because I discovered that club and, just very, very pleased at that location. With that location, the Ford Road location in Dearborn, and the 7 Mile Road location in Livonia. So the 7 Mile location in Livonia. So went in, again, I didn't have my key card to be able to have the person scan it. I was a Black Card member at that time. And so what I thought, I said, well, you know what? I can bring my driver's license. They can look me up in the system. So this would have been July, August 2017. So this process or this challenge, may not be true anymore for people that want to show their driver's license, whatever, to be able to access clubs. But what I was told was they couldn't look up my membership information with my driver's license. They needed my key card. And so, but fortunately at that point, I had already downloaded the Planet Fitness app to my phone. So I was able to run to my car, grab my phone, open up the app, and they were able to scan the barcode, the barcode, key code barcode. Fine, no problem. Use the bathroom. Thank you so much. It's great. So at that point, I knew kind of like bring my phone in if I want to stop and use the restroom. No problem. So I had actually learned that lesson by the time I visited the Ford Road location in Dearborn here in Michigan, Metro Detroit, as well as my current club in Commerce, Michigan. So no problem. But what I wanted to do is set the scene to say there was an issue in terms of being able to access members' information. And I was told at that time that because you are not a member of our franchise group, we can't look up your information with your driver's license only. And so, I kind of felt that was, interesting, whatever, but hey, just ran in my car and got my phone, whatever, no problem. So, fast forward to Thursday, December 19th. So I arrived the evening of December 18th in Shreveport, and then I was just super, super tired. Really actually wasn't going to work out that Thursday morning. The 19th, said, you know what, I had woken up early because I'm so used to waking up early. Just, go ahead and go to the gym. So went to the gym, Went to the location on Uri Drive, which actually, if you look at my Facebook page, I highlighted this location in September of this year. Actually did an exterior video from that particular location. Beautiful job, beautiful club. And so, went on in, no problems, worked out, and I had mentally told myself, I said, okay. So I'm always walking in, okay, so what has changed? Yes, I just left, November 16th, and here it is, December 19th, what has changed? So I know something has changed. So I see Christmas sale promotion going on. They got some beautiful, Simply Human, caddies in the, shampoo and soap caddies in the restroom. So see those changes, new manager, all of that, okay. And so I literally was working out and I thought to myself, okay, what I'm gonna do is come in tomorrow morning, and I found a secluded area. I'm gonna do an interior video from this location. Great. And also I can do a video for an external video from the Bossier City location in front of a branded truck that they have that's parked out in the parking lot. It's very nice in terms of strategic location of where it's parked for a lot of visibility. You can really see it well. Wanted to highlight that as an example of guerrilla marketing, okay? So that was my plan. So, great, no problem. So I went in morning of Friday, December 20th. So, keep in mind, my mother had cataract surgery on her first eye that morning at 9:30. So I went on in, I'm thinking, okay, get this workout in, go home, take my mom to surgery. My dad had dialysis that day. So, here it is, it is what it is. Make this happen. So long story short, because this episode could be really long, and I'm just going to expedite things and just give you some of the key issues, the top level issues, some of the key issues, so you'll understand kind of contextually, what happened and why I kind of responded the way I did. But anyway, ran into the issue of accessing the club again, So keep in mind, I was just there for 2 weeks in December, worked out, no problem. Just was there for 2 weeks, November 1st through the November 2nd through the 16th, no problems working out, And so my mind was, what's changed? Obviously I haven't changed, nothing's changed on my end, no problems, whatever, this and that. But long story short, I had to go through this rigmarole of, the manager confirming my membership, contacted my club, okay, cool, great, go on in, work out, fine. Okay, it is what it is. So I thought to myself, okay, that's interesting. Once again, what has changed? I was just here, didn't have any problems, don't have any problems. Oh well, let's see, maybe perhaps it's a fluke, whatever. So I walk in, and then I must stay. It certainly got my attention. Slightly put a damper on my workout, but hey, I had to make that workout happen. Just keep on keeping on, whatever. So fast forward to Saturday, the 21st. Walk into the same location. Nice, cordial young man at the front desk. And looking back now, he really did a good job. He really talked about grace under fire, because the same thing happened again. And so what happened was that the sense mentally, so again, I'm gonna share in terms of my thought patterns and all of that, and what I was thinking, what I said, yada yada. So it went from irritation to frustration. All right, and so in the life of Rachelle Smith, and the 25 and a half year fitness journey of Rachelle Smith, frustration and fitness are mutually exclusive. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I was frustrated because I was going through this whole rigmarole again, and I explained it. I went through all of this with the manager yesterday. He was on duty, yada yada yada, and he was very polite, very cordial. And I mean, I know it's one thing, and hey, customer service is in my wheelhouse. It's one thing to deal with a disgruntled customer or member of your own club. It's another thing to deal with a disgruntled customer or a member that is not a member of your home club. But he was very polite, whatever, very gracious. And so I'm standing there at the front desk while he's texting the manager, with my key card number, explaining whatever has happened, yada, yada, yada. And so I'm standing there, just like the day before. I forgot to tell you this. This is the day before. I'm standing there at the front desk. So you can see the window here, so that think about the desk is right here this way, it's check-in desk. And so the front door and all of that's right here. And so I'm standing there, and even when I was talking to the manager about this, going through this rigmarole the day before, all right, so humility. See, again, other people have had issues accessing different locations. It's not just me. But I literally was sitting there, a couple times. I totally remember looking at that front door, like, is this a setup? Like, is John Quinones about to come in here? Is this and say, what would you do when you're going through this situation where you never had problems before and all of a sudden you're having problems? And so, but that never happened. So, but anyway, so that was Saturday. So it went from, remember, irritation to frustration, because what a light bulb went off that Saturday morning, to say, you know what, Rachelle, this is going to be a problem. Mentally, I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be a problem, because this is certainly something that I told him. If I've got to go through this every time I walk into one of these club locations down here, this is a problem. Okay, this is a problem. And I asked him, I said, do you know, is Ryan Lowe still the district manager? And he said, you know what, ma'am, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. No problem. Whatever. And so that was Saturday morning. Whatever. Was irritated, was frustrated, whatever. Kept on keeping on. So, relentless researcher Rachelle says, okay, you always want to look for patterns. You're always, okay, is this just a fluke with this one location, whatever, this and that. So, long story short, day after Christmas, went to the Bossier City Club. Nice lady at the front desk. Went through the same thing. Contacted the club, whatever, this and that. And what the manager explained to me the first day, the Friday that's December 20th, and that's why I'm saying I think this is an area of opportunity in terms of improvement for corporate, is something they really need to look at, is what I was told was, we can't see the full screen of members that are not in our own franchise group. So there was some she couldn't see, or whatever, this and that, and so whatever. So, but that was the explanation, and that's, my thought is, again, studying the industry, knowing the industry, having studied franchises such as Anytime Fitness, which is certainly the gold standard for reciprocal location usage in terms of all access membership, in the fitness industry, or the franchise model. Because why? You've got Anytime Fitness open 24/7, and the average staffing in those locations, whether it be the manager, trainer, owner, in those locations, staffed hours are typically, generally speaking, 10 to 7. Okay, and all the rest of those hours are unstaffed. So it was going to be a real problem if people are having access issues with those clubs, because most of the time there's no one there. So when people don't have those problems at any time. So whatever, went through that, asked the young lady at the Bossier City Club, say, hey, is Ryan Lowe still the district manager? You know who he is? Yes, I do, and yes, he is. Great. And so that was that, because I said, and what I told her was, you know what, perhaps somebody could contact him to let him know he could send a message to the clubs to say, hey, I don't know what's going on, but this is cool. We don't need to go through this rigmarole every time this lady walks into the club. And so, but that didn't happen. So, like I said, went through that 3 times. So was not pleased with that situation, but was not pleased. And that's one thing, again, looking back, there's so many different ways that I could go, and this is certainly a case study that I won't get into here, but from a customer service standpoint, there's so much here. There's so much here from a leadership perspective. There's just so much here that I can't get into, but I will make a couple of quick points. And that is my asking about Ryan Lowe. I mentioned Ryan Lowe. I have a lot of respect for Ryan Lowe. He was a manager of the flagship location. I remember in December 2017, when I left, I think it was January 3rd or 4th, I remember shaking his hand and telling him his team they were doing a great job there. And certainly, written a positive review for that location under his leadership, member survey, I should say, under his leadership. So a lot of respect for Ryan. And so, okay, so one thing, for those of you who know me and those of you who don't know me, those who know me certainly know this, I am not a complainer. I'm not a complainer. All right, so when I am complaining, or when I do have issues, it tends to get people's attention, particularly those who know me or been around me at any point, because they're like, Rachelle is so happy, she's so positive. So if she's complaining, like, what in the world is going on? All right, so when I was asking for Ryan, with the young man on Saturday morning the 21st, and with the lady on Thursday, December 26th, when I was asking for Ryan, what I was attempting to do was escalate the situation, because it would have been wonderful if I could have talked to him and said, hey, Ryan, this is what's going on. I'm just letting you know that I'm not cool with this. This is slowing my workouts. I'm very passionate about my workouts, and then just my own personal idiosyncrasy is by getting into workout. People know I walk into the gym very fast. I don't engage with people. I don't talk to people because the only thing I want to do is get in there and work out. And so to be every time I'm getting slowed down with this whole process, and I'm standing there with what the heck is going on? Am I gonna be able to work out today? What is this? Waiting on the manager to respond to a text. I was not pleased with that situation, and I'm always going to tell the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. But so that was an opportunity, for me. It would have been wonderful if somebody would have said, again, from a customer service standpoint, would you like his email? Would you like me to have him call you? And that would have been an opportunity for me to have this conversation. Hey, Ryan, let's brainstorm. Like, what can we do moving forward? I always know in advance when I'm coming. Can I email you and say, hey, I'm coming to town. Can we make sure everything's cool so I don't have to go through this again? I understand your people can't see the same screen, whatever. Is what I was told. And so we could have, perhaps kind of, come together and come up with some resolution. Can I let you know so you can let the clubs know? Can you send me an email that I can print out and just show to people? Just something. Let's brainstorm some ideas so I don't have to go through this again. Why? Because it's a point of contention for me to have to go through this every time. And the issue with Planet is just with the turnover issues, it's likely to continue every time I go. And I don't know what in the world is going on, but relentless researcher Rachelle, I said, well, okay, so if this issue is happening outside of this franchise group, when was my most recent Rachelle's PF adventure or Planet Fitness adventure to a club outside of my own franchise group? And that would have been the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Went to the Novi location. I was tight on time, had an appointment here at 7 a.m. in Novi. And so, that location is good because it saves me time from the, 30-minute round trip commute to my own gym in Commerce going north. So, made it happen and then just, went in there, didn't have any problems. Okay, so when I got back on the 8th of January, went back to Novi, because again, I hadn't unpacked. I had been gone for 3 weeks. I probably shouldn't have worked out at all, but hey, gotta keep it going, gotta keep that routine going. And so Superwoman was working. I don't know what her name is, but she was killing it. Superwoman was working on the overnight shift. Went in there, worked out no problem. And so it's just kind of baffling to me, like, what in the world? This is outside of my franchise. Like, there's no issue here. I don't know what's going on. I can't explain what's going on. But so, Church Lady Rachelle, And I remember thinking, when after the third time that happened, the third time I went through that and experience there and in the Shreveport Bossier City area, I said, okay, Lord, all right, like this, what is this? It's a season for me in terms of this particular market, whatever. Is the season over? You got something else for me here? Because when bizarre things happen, when stuff like that kind of happens, and particularly frustrating things happen, I always know when many times God is kind of moving me in a different direction. And so I just know. And so after the third time with that happening, like I always said, complaints always precede change in my life. If you think about what's important to me in my life, and I've said this, it seems like a gazillion times on Fitness Friday Positives and regular Posi-TIPS episodes. Number one, what's very important to me is my freedom. Number two is change. All right, and the freedom aspect, okay, so that was compromised because there was 4 locations in that area, which I've been to all of them, whatever, had wonderful experiences in all of them, but I only went to those 2 locations. And I only went to the Bossier City Club once, and went to the Shreveport locations some of the other times. To be quite honest, I did explore some other fitness options on other days, but didn't go to the other 2 locations. Why? Because I didn't want to run into the same issue. We're going to have to go through this all over again with the person at the front desk. And I knew I was going to get frustrated all over again. All right, and so that's one thing when you think about people often think, why are you so happy? You're so positive. But then I'm being very transparent with you so you can understand why. You can understand why. All right, if something is frustrating me, or something is irritating me, or it's a problem, in those type of situations, I've got to avoid the frustration. So let me just go to this location where I've been through this rigmarole, whatever this and that. They know my face, whatever this and that, because if I go to these other locations and I experience this at 4 different locations instead of 2, it's just not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. So that's the way. So in terms of just recognizing, like, this isn't working for me, this is frustrating, so let me just limit my freedom, and deal with this, these 2, particularly this one, as well as, avoiding the others, because I knew, frustration is not something that is a regular occurrence in my life. I mean, yeah, we have a little like traffic or whatever, things like this and that. All right, those are inconveniences. Those aren't in my mind, those aren't frustrations. All right, and so we talk about, complaints, always precede change. So I knew for me, I said, you know what, moving forward, this could potentially be an issue moving forward. Okay, Lord, is this the divine guidance? You pushing me, you got something else for me. All right, I'm open. I'm open. But I knew, because of how much time I spend in that particular market, 2 weeks at a time, 3 weeks at a time, the frustration factor and potential issue factor is high. All right, versus, I don't know, and I remember telling people, that heard me, gripe about it after it happened. It's like, if it had been just a random location somewhere, 2 days, whatever, okay, it's irritating, whatever, this and that. But it is what it is. I can deal with 2 days or 3 days of that. But when I'm somewhere 2 weeks and 3 weeks and having to, go through this, I just said, you know what? This is going to be a problem in the future. I don't know what's going on with the computer system. I don't know what in the world is going on, but I cannot deal with this in the future. And so the decision. So again, you're really getting to know Rachelle, and I'm being very transparent in my thought processes, because a lot of people, they see me, they see my life, like she's so happy and whatever, this and that. But what I decided to do, I said, okay, this is going to be a problem. What in the world is going on? This is going to be a problem. And I cannot have question marks on my fitness journey. Right? There are 3 things in my life that are non-negotiables that I often say are exclamation points in my life: faith, family, and fitness. So anytime there's question marks in any of those 3, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And so I said, I can just this question mark of, is this going to happen every time I come, or is it going to be this club or this club, or whatever. Those are question marks. All right, and I don't do well in the fitness journey. I need to have certainty. I need to have an exclamation point, and that has to be what it is. So I said, you know what? I've got to start exploring additional options in this market, which I did. Looked up, various options, explored some different options, and what I've decided, because again, folks, you can't go around complaining, whatever, this and that, and that's just me. I'm not a complainer. I said, okay, maybe that was a fluke. Maybe it was a December 2019 fluke, whatever. Maybe next time I go to town, this won't be a problem. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but whatever. So I said, okay, the next time I go to town, the next time this happens to me, I'm moving forward, I will be in that market working out at a different gym. I've already identified that gym. For those who follow me for a long time know it's actually not Bel Air Fitness in Bossier City. Wonderful time at Bel Air, wonderful memories at Bel Air. Kudos to Bel Air team. But no, we actually got a number of solid fitness options in that area, and it's not Bel Air. And as usual, if I make that decision, you will see a formal announcement from me inside that club, which I do on these videos when I've made a change. And so that is what it is. But folks, when you think about life, you think about motivation. See, I mean it was not cool at the time it was happening, but looking back, I'm glad it happened, because I learned something about myself. When you think about, I just contrast that, somebody like me who's, just indomitable when it comes to my fitness, and just passionate and just whatever, unstoppable. But I think about a poor person, perhaps if they're the first time they step into a gym, that happens to them, or whatever the case may be. I just see how little obstacles in the way can deter people who struggle with motivation from moving forward. Fortunately, yeah, I'm going to move forward. It may be at a different gym, but I'm going to be moving forward on my fitness journey. But it was good for me to experience. Yes, I've read, other people having issues getting to different PF locations, but it's always interesting to read that kind of stuff. You kind of read that like, wow, man, that would really stink. And then when it happens to you, so again, humility, you kind of like, got a little humility now. Some of that, the issues that other people have dealt with, now I dealt with it. And I mentioned on September 28th when I went to the grand opening of Edge Fitness in Farmington Hills, yes, I've seen videos and I've posted a couple YouTube videos like the 12 gym no-nos and all of that, where you have people that are not in the best shape walking around gyms, like giving people unsolicited advice. And I remember being in that grand opening there with Edge, all due respect to Edge, but I remember being in the cardio section. I know I shared this with you, and then looking up when let me know if you have any questions, ma'am. And I look up and I'm like, you know what? Did you really just ask me that? Like, really? But see, it had happened to other people, and in 25 years that had never happened to me. So got a little humility to say, oh, that's what that feels like. That's actually kind of insulting, because you're kind of looking at the person like, really? Did you really just ask me that? But see, these lessons in humility on my fitness journey are greatly appreciated, because now I'm experiencing things that other people have experienced. And so, hey, it's certainly broadening my fitness, breadth and depth of knowledge and experience to just recognize, there can be some obstacles in people's way, and sometimes these obstacles can be overcome, and sometimes they can't. And certainly those of you in leadership roles, you got to just recognize. You think about how and why people leave, or how people join certain gyms and join other gyms, and all of this and that. But I just had to share this with you. In a perfect world, in a customer service utopia, as I would call it. I would just think back to just imagine like the very first time I went through this. On Friday, December 20th. Imagine if that conversation would have been like, you know what? How long are you going to be here? Well, I'll be here until the 8th. But I tell you what, I'm going to send a notice out to all the clubs, or let me write something here and you just show it to them, or let me type something and print it out. You just show it to people. Hey, I've had this conversation already with her gym. Everything is cool, whatever. But, unfortunately, and again, hindsight's 2020. We just always look back and like, man, I wish that would have happened. But that certainly would have precluded me from having issues and just having layered frustration from continuing, just having to deal with that issue 2 more times. And so, I'm always, hey, I've recognized clubs in that particular market. I have no regrets. I've had some wonderful experiences, and then you look back here, remember, and for New Year's of 2018 going into 2019, Miss Jeanette, who I haven't seen her at the Bossier City Club, but she gave me that hat even though I wasn't a member of their franchise groups, or one of their clubs down there. She actually gave me that hat just like I was. And so, I'm always, giving kudos and shout outs to people with just really kind of touch my journey, Planet Fitness journey, or not in other ways. Remember Erica, going back to Erica at the Evanston, Illinois Club, May 2nd, 2018. Think back to Erica at the front desk, and I immediately got back to my hotel and wrote a member survey recognizing her, because for those of you, I always have new people watching, but Erica, we talk about a customer service gold standard. Erica, front desk. And so I walked 2.1 miles from my hotel to the Planet Fitness. And so, got to the front desk and I was signing in and just told her like, yeah, I just walked a long way to get here, whatever. I'm so glad you guys are here, yada, yada. And so what did she do? By the time my workout finished, all of that, so I'm coming back around towards the end of my workout before, taking my shower, all of that. I used to use the hydro massage. Wow, I haven't used that since February of 2019. It's almost been a year. But anyway, so signing in for the hydro massage. I so remember you got 15 minutes on those beds there in the Evanston Club. And so signing in, and what did she do? What did she do? Gold service of customer, gold standard of customer service. Pull that computer, she said, come here. Pull that computer, I remember that computer monitor around. She mapped out a bus route. You got to take pace bus number 250. This is how you get to the bus stop from here. Had mapped out Google Maps, had here I am, the walking steps. This is how you get here. This is what bus you need to take. the next one is coming at this time, and you're going to get to your location, you're going to get to campus, it takes you right there at this time. I mean, and I was just floored because I'd never seen her before. She had never seen me. I was obviously not a member of that franchise group, but she went above and beyond, and it really hit a home run for the entire Planet Fitness franchise from a customer service standpoint. As did Jeanette when she gave me that hat, even though I wasn't a member of their franchise group. So, hey, I have had, you all have heard a number of wonderful experiences that I've had various Planet Fitness, Rachelle's PF adventures across clubs, not only here in Metro Detroit or Michigan, but also in other states and other clubs. All right, so I have a well and a reservoir of goodwill from a Planet Fitness standpoint. I had some great experiences in other clubs. I've actually recognized other clubs in other states when they've done well with member surveys when I used to do those. And so, I hit a little bump in the road in the Shreveport-Bossier City Market here most recently. But folks, I compartmentalize that. All right, that has no impact on Planet Fitness. I'm keeping my membership. I'm happy. Everything's great. Everything's fine moving forward. And so think about that. Whenever you have kind of bumps in the road, obstacles, adverse situations, don't. In most cases, you don't need to just kind of write off the whole thing. I'm not gonna walk around saying I'm canceling my Planet Fitness membership. I hate them. And you hear people doing that kind of stuff inside and outside the fitness industry all the time. And so no, let's just take a objective step back. Hey, this happens to other people. No situation's perfect. Okay, I'm not perfect either. And so you gotta just, again, have a little humility to recognize that. But I'm just being transparent with you. If you wanna know why I'm happy, because when I'm running into situations, running into problems and issues, I'm quietly behind the scenes, either working to fix the issue or working to exit the issue. And that's just, to borrow from the vernacular, that is how I roll. That's why people don't see me complaining. That's why people know that I'm a very happy person, because we can have two stances in life. We can be a victor or we can be a victim. And I'm committed to be a victor. Like stuff's gonna happen in life, a lot we can't control. The stance we need to take is to be a victor. Work to solve problems, work to address problems. Don't run around complaining and griping and belly aching. Because I certainly, in my case in my life, when I'm doing that, when I'm complaining, it is a tremendous red flag in any situation. And so when I'm complaining, particularly repeated complaints, get ready for change. Get ready for change. But often people don't see it till it's already happened. All right. And so I just wanted to share that with you. From a motivation standpoint, folks, life is going to happen. Stuff is going to happen on your fitness journey. For you, it may be, okay, your workout buddy decides to quit going, or your workout buddy decides to, move across the country. And so you're left and you struggle with motivation. What are you going to do? All right, so whatever the case may be for you, folks, recognize it is up to you to maintain your level of motivation and do whatever you need to do in order to be successful on your fitness journey, folks. So 25 and a half years later, here I am. I'm going through some things, here that I've never been through, just never been through. And so I just wanted to share with you how I approached them and what my thought processes were, but also to let you see that nothing is going to stop me. Not a fear of change, if perhaps having to go to another gym moving forward, a local gym in that area moving forward, not afraid of that. But that's why, again, number one, freedom is important to me, and change. Because when I'm unhappy, when something isn't working in my life, I need to be free to change it. All right. So those are just some Rachelle life happiness tips. I mean, it truly is. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be successful. You deserve to just have wonderful experiences in life, folks. But we have to believe deep down that we deserve it. We have to believe that. Because if you're running around complaining about stuff and nothing's ever right and whatever this and that, we've got to take responsibility for our lives, for our journeys in fitness and outside of fitness. So folks, that is all I have for you today. I can't wait until next week. Gonna really bring Joe Burrow back and talk about motivation and what drives you, and talk about some other motivational aspects of fitness. So I can't wait. But this is an unexpected episode. I did not expect to kick off the year with this episode, but you know me, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell you what I'm going through, so you can see my life and my journey is far from perfect, just like everyone else's, folks. So that's all I have for you today. Stay tuned until next time. But until then, remember, I am positively passionate about your fitness and success. Make it a great day.